ene abusuafo ye be marital and relationship solutions kame ho na kire se yema counselor akwa abasoro nkokora papa. All right. It's a counselor. Yeah, per se, yeah, shas, yeah, pepe. Okay. I'll say, Auntie Valerie, please. You've seen exactly what has happened within this short period. You've realized that as it stands now, some people are now scared when it comes to their relationship because they do not know where the next step is going to take. Because I know and believe that you have heard of the death of this young woman who went ahead to date and married a man. Is the married man justified to go ahead to shoot this woman after she had also decided to cheat on a cheating husband? What would the woman do as referring to the married woman? What do you think counselor would say according to what has happened? That as a married woman, in this instance, does she stand behind her husband because they say that for better, for worse, and the two shall become one? Or she stays and waits up until whatever punishment is given to her husband? And what advice does counselor have for the young women?
Okay, so let's start like this. The end is so general.
Sir.
Everybody can fall into the trap of this beautiful young lady who is dead. Everybody.
Anybody at all.
No, everybody, myself and you. Anybody. We shouldn't sit here and judge her because she's gone. Judge the married man because of what he's done.
Right.
Anybody and everybody can be like them. But what am I saying?
Yes.
So we shouldn't justify me. I'm coming here. Sabi, are different with me. No, please. And toward that, you can also fall into that trap. You understand? Now, let's go straight to the point. Is it even good for a young lady to date a married man?
Right.
In fact, it is no. Is it wrong in the sight of God? Yes. This is somebody's husband. Do you have the right to do that? Yes. But is it good to do that? No.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
I can make a choice to do what I do because it is my choice. But is it right for me to do it? It is no.
Okay.
So by choice, as human as she is, she makes a decision and say, "Me na my brabo. Sebe, yen to me for nyami sinchen sebe, nyami fancha me. Na so yen fa ne say nyami nim, Bible nim, yen be kan Quran, yen be kan hwe, and yen di pa na brabo, and opeso oba, she has the right to make a decision to date whoever. But is it the right thing? It's no. So biblical context or standard as Christians, no. Muslim and Marital, it's no. What I say, it depends on somebody's also belief or somebody and how he believes or she believes. Now, enyaba, get not to only what you say enyaba or a single. But what be cool about the saying or just so I the ban is saying or you're convinced. And what just so and the ban is saying and will be cool so grab a single lady.
Okay.
Young funny say on the Sunday is not treating him right.
Right.
Does it give him the right to do that? Yes. But is it right for him to do that? No.
Okay.
I don't know what in our day. And with him the one and man was men of the mabarabo. Because chimpera. Oh, he has the right. Oh no. But is it the right thing to do? No.
Okay.
Are you getting the two contexts?
Yes.
I'm bringing it from two angles.
Right.
Valerie didn't know. I don't know about and say okay, and I'm back and tanker. Me mejuma. All right. But is it good to do that? No.
Okay.
But what am I saying? Now, enya base yempejai. Enya base omumienu ewrem. The question is, Papa no, does he have the right to kill the young lady? No. The lady makes a decision, you also make a decision. Yemi we start a journey. At the point, the lady makes decision and say, I think that I made a choice and a decision to follow you, date you, want to be with you in a relationship. But this time, by looking at myself, I think I might be doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
And trust me, everybody, including the prodigal son, at the point, the Bible says that, and he came to himself. So you can fall into a trap You can fall into a temptation. You can do something silly, but at a point in your life, what would you have to know? I want to change. So everybody has an opportunity and a day to change. So maybe the lady sat down at a point, a young beautiful lady, and said, "No, okay, Obiku, it's not right." Sabi, can be Sister Penia, Kobe Fele say, "Minye regardless of the gentleman, blaming her, say watch him. Now, according to sources, you realize that the man doesn't even have an evidence. But I'm sure the man suspected the young beautiful lady because so also we jam there, they ain't we jam and they know binti.
Okay.
So out of obsession, jealousy, and foolishness, this man decided to take the law into his hand. Me a police me with you. I told somebody that I am not sure the man decided that me family kukuno, but out of anger and foolishness, he couldn't stand the emotional pressure.
Right.
I think the man is not matured emotionally.
Right.
I think that at a point he lost his temper. It's like in the buff at the end still me pal because we just CCTV camera now about out in there. Let's say or did the casa for some time.
Right.
At a point or in Brazil or yes so often and a lady near piano say no. So the lady has made the decision to say no to it. So then we see that young ladies, if you think you are doing something that is wrong, that is not helping your conscience, that is not helping your religion, that is not allowing you to flow spiritually, and at the point you think that you can put a stop to it.
Okay.
Put a stop to it.
This is the advice to the young women.
I'm telling you.
So Montia say immediately
of course.
You have every right to walk away.
Having to make a mistake.
Right.
Or made a mistake. And then suddenly you make up your mind, dear my I will never do it again. That to you, me told me 1,000 times. 1,000 times. But at the point, you say, no, dear me, is it going to help me? You are dear so when you fall into a trap, you don't sit in and say, Matom, Maka, the ABCC. No, if you think it is not helping your conscience is judging you about one particular thing, you can walk out. But I'm sure that the lady wasn't just dating anybody because say the two children you just say I, so that the person can have mercy and all. But for her to stand on her feet and say, I'm not dating anybody. I have nobody and I've not slept with anybody. But you, I think I'm not interested. It could also be that the gentleman had some attitude problem.
Okay. Or
character problem. And the lady could not stand the pressure and decide that I'm too young to go through this stress.
Okay.
But for me, the only advice I would give, Obane Dioko, Nebusia for shedding, Papa no Sinyami Adom Yacheno, on shedding, answer Nini. The Yini Nechiana, I.
Hey.
So The wife is still a wife, regardless of the foolishness of the man.
Hey.
Remember that other sells, but his children are still his children. Until the woman at a point decide to say that Mejaya Wadieno, then you are not a wife. But until today, as I'm speaking, Oshakawana, she's still a wife. You cannot betray your husband simply because of his foolishness or his foolish attitude. Number two, nevertheless, regardless of the woman standing by the man will still pay the penalty. And that one, the woman cannot suffer for it. Meirindi Valerie, Makoya Adien Yachimi Atum. Valerie be deny me. No, she shouldn't. Or deny me that it means that her love and her emotions are limited.
That's how limited. Yes, I was saying.
There be. Now what for better for worse, as I say. Okay, what is I
na bundle na saying.
Na see about the 20 na wujane.
Hey.
And the so you stand because of the kids, because that is still the father. But when it comes to the man paying the penalty, the consequences of it, say abaya cheno, abaya bejelino, life imprisonment, whatever, and obanun kobi. But still, don't forget that only 20 years crowd was sells no nguya. Nema wa unche. Obi ashi ankola na, they will go like ankola we papa na sabi. Oh yes, I know. Me say the yere ne Valerie. Me say asem way. The yere kama uno kwa chimprano. So you see that even if you divorce, still the mark is still there. You can't run away. So you are still there for the man as a wife. But whatever the man has to go through in terms of the government or the law dealing with him, that one you are excluded.
So having to stand behind the man, where do you person minyanti as
no problem.
Na Sisiano, does it include a public declaration? Say we are wo jina hona ye busa asem no aye muntwa so me kunu no muntwa so you know in the face of people. Does it mean say Obano she has to stand and still speak for the man?
Valerie, so account public, account bedroom, in secret, account one, you are still the wife. And then now me look as say about people na ye ko interview no, ye ko interview no, and now about people you say so jani na yere waya. Who's picture will appear me or you? You stay up here. No, you can't deny the fact that you are the wife. You see, people outside here will make comment with their emotions and say, "Be the community bar, can you me your emotions can just predict and dictate for you to say something for now. But you need to understand the reality is that the woman is still the wife. Eti se nipa crazy na abonteka na obeji so wonji so nothing is changing. You are still Mrs. Gabriel. I hope you understand me. So whether you defend the man or you don't defend, baby I'm to area no obi atwam kra na ka ne father nature because so jani no wo bo bi tu no ne yiri de gira bonten to be sin no omufie ne ne maneko school they be hanote upie so I hope you understand me. So the wife should understand that ukwa ya de muguase abawo and the woman I mean the rest of the life of the kids as they grow they are dead easy sir obuko school no munyi kakra chale ona papa 2023 okobo obi tu gabe you know but you can't still deny the fact that you happens to be the wife it only nachi akro betumi ayama no so benya wachi bi ama papa na dia akro betumi ayo onye but ontumi ne nkoses nkoda ho so that is the separation that comes in at a point if the woman wants to make a decision with his family say the papa na ye no gu wani maase ti ye jiwa ndiye
right inti the papa na ye no wogu ye ni maase nti ye jiwa na eno de ye busuafo asem senior counselor ka no wo say awade de inti ne ye say wo kwa awade abisa wo fisa awade de ne kwan eware ankasa wanhwe ni ya na akofanse bibebe na
kambeka bibi say ye van say obi na dey shoot together no and a police officer wo twam and what cheap on hold no get to ho and what jeppes as a movie no and what jeppes no lock in the back person you say police ni bi ko bi ku obi na police ni bi ono nko a am robert string ko buku gebi and what cheap tu no dey some you show no lock him and what gd and your man the position kwa can you no obeja na wanje
obeje
kase mi ku an na ho den because what me cheap to boom at the same time. Now you guys see about the house and they are enjoy. We don't do that. Right. Thank you.
Let me read the second story. Nafe counselor. So Ede Najinche Ede Abreye Pepe. Hello, Auntie Valerie, please. I would want counselor's candid opinion on this. I've been married to my wife for the past 10 years now. We have 3 beautiful children and I am well to do. My business is going very well for me, and I must say that God has been faithful. Now, because of the nature of my job, I was asked to go to a certain place. I wouldn't want to disclose in entirety the nature of my job because then it would give me away totally. Now, I was asked to come to a certain place, and when I went there, I had to spend some few days at that particular place before I move with the particular load I was asked to bring. During my stay, I met this beautiful kinky seller. The way she walks, how she serves, she was indeed serviceable. One thing led to another, and I had my way with her. It wasn't a preconceived mentality that was my intention. It just happened in a split of a second, and I'm not proud of it. Auntie Valerie, it kept on hunting me. Ever since I went back home as a married man, I just kept on feeling super uncomfortable. My wife noticed, she asked, but I lied about it because I didn't know how she was going to take it. Auntie Valerie, things turned upside down when this lady called me to tell me that she was pregnant. That child is mine, and there is no way I am letting that child go. So then, I told the lady that I would take care of my child. I'm a married man, I have a home, and I wouldn't want to break my home. So then it ends there. She accepted, and she told me that she would willingly and gladly be that particular woman on the side and make sure that that particular child is taken care of. Now, this time around, I had to gather courage and tell my wife exactly what had happened. I went ahead, spoke to her, and told her every other detail, including the lady's pregnancy. Auntie Valerie, my wife got angry. You should have seen the way and manner this woman acted. I don't blame her. It's not as though I haven't been a very good husband. I take care of my wife, take care of the home. In fact, she doesn't even use none of her salary when it comes to us. Her money is her money, and my money is our money. Auntie Valerie, the way and manner my wife acted indeed killed me. It would shock you to know that this woman packed her belongings, everything that belonged to her, and took my children to her grandma's place and stayed in a different apartment. She has not brought me back my drink to tell me that the marriage is over. I almost died. I was shocked and hurt. In fact, the position I found myself in, it was my sister who quickly took me to the hospital because indeed, I was broken. 2 years down the line, I've been able to pick up the pieces. My wife wants to come back. Counselor, what do I do? And it's not as though after my wife left, I went back to the kinky salon. No. But she has been doing everything a mother should do for her child. Checks up on me, makes sure that one way or the other, she cooks food and brings it all the way. It got to a point that I even made up my mind to go and marry her. But because my wife has not brought back my drinks, I am not able to go ahead with that decision. Auntie Valerie, should I take my wife back? It hurts a lot. What do I do? Bye-bye.
Let me tell you this, Valerie. Discipline doesn't make a man perfect. Discipline makes a man responsible. And I repeat.
Right.
The fact that a man is disciplined doesn't mean he will not slip or he will not make a mistake.
Okay.
And so sometimes we think, the wives think that, Miku, they are disciplined. Miku, so who about background shallow? So I discipline, mommy say. Apart from me, oh my God. Oh, Miku, when is that time? No? It is sometimes when somebody comes and say, me who could why Miku? Please don't talk about. I know my husband. It's only God who knows a man.
Okay. Okay.
Am I trying to say we should not trust our husbands? Do trust your husband, but I'm trying to tell you that as human as you are, no matter how disciplined you are, you cannot be perfect. Let's understand. Women watching me, especially wives, should get what I'm saying right. So that it shouldn't be like, because you're so disciplined. So one day something happens, they come to put it on the table, you go like, no, my bottom, me be woo, I never dreamt my husband can do that. Listen, let me tell you this.
So, Counselor, nature say, everybody is capable.
Anything can happen as human as we are. Apart from God, who is capable without limits. Every human being created by God with clay is limited once he walks on this earth. Every human being. Forget about spiritual they are. The Bible said, then Paul is trying to tell you that as human as you are, it takes the grace of God and carefulness. You cannot marry for 50 years and not make a mistake. You are a robot. And I repeat, you can't. Let's be real. Well, now, I say, when you enter into a relationship, you enter into marriage, we expect you to be very perfect because you are Councillor D.Y. Donkoh, because you are Archbishop, because you are an evangelist, because you are a pastor, because you are imam, because you are... No! If you present perfection to us, you are fake.
Okay.
People pretend to be all right, very okay, in the sight of other men, so that we call them perfect. It doesn't exist. You are faking lifestyle to us.
Okay.
Okay? Now, let me explain a few things here and go further. He did not premeditate, knowing that this is what lies ahead of me. He goes and falls into a trap. Can it happen to any married man? Yes. Can you redeem yourself? Yes. Unfortunately, when it happens and the woman comes back to tell you one day that I'm already pregnant, then it means you are locked. But the man makes a bold and a peaceful decision. As remember what I said, that discipline makes a man responsible, not perfect. The man, because he's responsible, decides not to hide it from the wife. And then comes back to tell the wife, look, sister, unim kwala dodo eti school bi mu a bra bi na tua fees ba yiri tifie wo nim se bra akra no bia wo 2 3 4 5 ewo manso ewo wonda ewo so, you know what I'm saying? But you will never know. It will take the grace of God that God decide to bring it to the light that you know. You will never know. People are paying school fees you have no idea of. Fathers are taking care of kids you don't know they are their fathers. They don't go to PTA meeting. The woman go alone. What, or they can send their driver or anybody to go to the PTA meeting. Please, are you getting? But this is a responsible man because of this. Comes back and say, my wife, I've made a mistake. Now here, there's a punchline I will draw. My wife, I've made a mistake. Okay. Okay. Me do obianyam. Me call Odano. Now me hate 1 or 2, whatever. Man shada, but it just happened. I don't even know why it happened. Yeah. Now say Owanyam. Right. Wafe fru. But I want to tell you as my wife, okay? Every man, number one, should understand that no matter how strong your wife is, she'll break down with that news. Thank you. It will hit her chest. It's like, you see, imagine as you are seated here, and then American president walks in, and another our president walks in. It will hit you. The effort. Tears will even draw. It's like, what? Why? But the shock of it. So the man should understand that the wife will surely be shocked. So like, especially when you are a man that has been trusted very, very well. True. It hits. Number 2, the wife should also understand that your husband is a very good man by trusting to tell you. But the first thing that happens has to do with the emotions of the woman. But the woman, for me, looking at parking, going to the family 2 years and not coming back, the woman has allowed her emotions to make a decision for her too much. Udi agro na ma be ma sa chance. I just awade no mpe. Udi agro da ko beba no oba bi hurun chance him. Because for 2 years, who is waiting for you? So like I said, remember that discipline makes a man responsible, but not perfect. 2 years, the man has still been waiting. Adaya, my hamejere, my adie na sheno. The buafu noko. On family sambrem. I still love my wife. I won't bring any woman here. Hey, yeah, dear, but 2 years, I think, and Sanim Bank, I should still wait for my wife. Responsibility. And so, for me, the wife should simply understand that, yes, but number 1, the man is a good man by telling you the truth. Okay. Number 2, find means and ways to resolve the conflict, the problem. Let's talk about solution than to run away. Now, after 2 years, you are coming. Over 2 years, and that dokunra betra wan kaveri. And that's see a walk as a onya dream bikura say. Bawanyo, call worry. Bawanyo, wanye. Dokunra for some yard. Omu aduane papa. Urade, say shotono. My God. Kenchina bo be chia ba kwa no. Awade kwa hwe ni mu biem. Now, after 2 years, it has been too much. Right. But I'm sure within that period of 2 years, e be a be man no kra e ko oba ne family ho. Be oba ne be ko fia ko ba mane ye be frɛ be man ayampa. Ma ye me ana me bo me yira mane on fa nche me. Oba ne se me ko kuntimi fa nche emotions intimi fa nche ashimi. Then I want to take the opportunity to advise every single beautiful woman watching me, regardless of what your husband do. If you love your husband and you still want your family, please find a way to let go. Yeah. But the question is, how long are you going to keep the pain? And say that, now also 2 years now, the lady is back. Now the husband is asking the question, after 2 years, then it tells you that the man now has a problem. It does send the Donkoh. And I also was telling this, not because of the Donkoh, but for 2 years. Manyade, makonyi mobi, below the belt, whatever. But 2 years, you didn't care about me. No. 2 years, me for a wonfa, but now you come back. What do you expect me to do? But regardless of all this, the advice is this. Mansa, if there is no woman, the man should let go, forgive the woman, and start building the family again. It's very difficult for the man. Now, Naka Obani di bem, but it's what be for because of her attitude, by her emotions. So I keep saying that don't allow your emotions to direct you. When you allow your emotions to lead you, you make decisions that will help your future. So everybody listen, especially the women. Man, oh my word, na bibi kakrebi awa head. No soon the whole day, 1 week, no janiku, 1 month, no man sex, 2 days. Udi agro kumbeko. Yeah, catch now. Udi agro beko.
That is reality. You cannot cry.
Me say udi agro kumbeko.
And toko na bana hane die.
Debi, I want to cry. Anybody there mehi. But I had here.
I hold it. They are not fighting.
Who is fighting?
Muna physically. Udi nenim cry na yewe. Udi yuweni.
Aye. I would say. Only ni make love.
Udi yuweni.
And I found to market when
So I say.
But I had here. Leave it alone. So we try to tell our beautiful sisters that regardless of the pain your husband bring on board, present to you, hey ya, ba ukokre ye kakra, special bema with team, asan bebu kotoge, wo papa no maami anim. We sure send papa ne maami kra ne because adwoa hey ya, afa che no. Papa che what must say, if you cry dey more painful. The ne dey ya dey wan ti we hu, no bi na bebo na mane. It is a bema na nya kukuduro, no abebo wa mane. Be say don't forget this quote. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means responsibility. Thank you.
Right, let's read the third story now. So, good evening, Sister Valerie. Please don't mention my name. I have an issue with this guy. I want you to discuss it with counselor for me. There's this guy whom I met on a WhatsApp platform a long time ago through communication and chatting. We fell in love with each other. So sometimes I do tell him what I want to, that I want to take seed for him. Just to test him and see what he would say. He said no. And I have been telling him that I want to tell my mom about our relationship. That one too, he says no. He's a service worker stationed in the northern side. Whenever he comes to Accra, I make time to visit him. When I visited him the first time, I denied him of sex. And the second visit too, I denied him. My reason is that he doesn't want me to tell my mom about our relationship. Also, he says he isn't ready to be a father. So why should I allow him to sleep with me? Did I do the right thing by denying him sex? Please ask counselor for me. Papa.
If you don't want a father, you don't need sex. No, I'm in America. If you don't want a father, you don't need BAM. Okay, so let's. Now, he doesn't want to be a father, but he wants to enjoy sex. Now, to be a father is a responsibility.
Right.
It's not just a title.
True.
And yet, me a jacket. Now, there is something I like about the young man. Boldly proclaiming and telling the lady that, listen, me but me ready to me a jack. This is a truthful young man. Okay. Okay, say, hey, me pesa me no on cash. Oh, paya ade no. Yo. Obeye jo. Yo. Onim de ope. Unhia ya no moda. Obogum na anyam so na 600 700. Abortion de obeye because I'm not ready. Do you want to go through that pain? But the gentleman has been so real to you, telling you that no. Now, number two, or gentleman is not ready because on your introduction, the family, gentleman is saying no. Now, the truth is that how long have you known each other that you are running for introduction? Maybe another gentleman feels like I have not known you for long. Because communication in Facebook, WhatsApp, often yes, I want to know you well. I can't just walk to the family, claim and say that, proclaim rather, and say that your friend could and you show. You understand? Yeah. Once you appear before the father and the mother, it's like court. Masaya media guru. Now they need to hold you responsible. I want to time for no mafro. Kajo it is a BBL bako. Ya papa ne say, hey, now you majuwi. And now you are not really ready for the journey. So we're 35. The family expect that 36 one day. As a worker, so we're 35. 35. Sometimes you don't care, even though but you don't care. Why you somebody 39? She can. The guy doesn't want to be more committed. Now, where the lady did something good, I love is that so on paper, I mean, money sex. And once you are not sure of that relationship, you don't give sex. True. Does it mean that you need to give sex when you are sure? No, I'm not talking about that. True. But I'm trying to tell her that she did very well. to say that so powerful. Now you're ready say your introduction by revealing yourself to my parents or your parents. That is me to your parents. No sex. She's done well because now where she is, she's not even sure of the decision of the gentleman about whether the baby or but I'm not looking at the baby. I'm looking at the marriage. Because if you are talking about baby, I say why desperate or so on the work but that is not life. When you're banana, you're desperate. Say, me you'll be a man in the a low level. Me for me, what the lady did by not giving the sex to the man, it's more than it's about you are not sure of the relationship and you cannot be committed to something that is not sure of you. So that is it.